Hello there, everybody, and welcome to my speedrun for Nancy Drew, Message in a Haunted Mansion. So, being a speedrun, it gets off to a very fast start. We click in the top right corner of the screen to skip the whole intro that explains what's even going on in the first place. And I set up my mouse to, in a very specific position after exiting the door, to click a bunch of times to go straight to Abby's room. We go to Abby's room because we need to meet Abby to finish the game. We don't really interact with Abby much at all. In fact, we don't interact with her at all after this, because she has no use to this game, except we have to meet her to finish it. So that's what we're going to be doing. She's into ghosts and spirits, and she talks about some Valdez guy. You'll notice that you can't hear Abby, or Nancy for that matter. It's faster in this game to turn both other characters' voices off and Nancy's voice off, because that way Nancy will say everything she wants to say instantly. And, well, it's a little less clear what turning off other characters' voices does, since they still go through all their, animations and, like little hand-wavy things like Rose did just there. So it doesn't seem like it saves time at all, but there will be one time later on the run where not having other characters' voices will make things go a lot faster. So bear with me on that. Unfortunately, you will not be hearing anyone's voices in this game. So this run gets off to a little bit of a slow start. It's, 2 minutes of just conversations with people who you can't even hear. A little bit of backstory, info on some of the characters. We don't really care. It's a speedrun. We're not here for the story. Rose has enough chit-chat, but she is still talking anyway. Thankfully, this is by far the longest conversation, and everything should move a lot faster after this. She's telling us to take care of the tile puzzle, so that's exactly what we'll do next since we're already here. And it's really tricky, and it's just really helpful to do it immediately, because if you'll notice, I'm really finicky about where I'm placing the pieces, because this puzzle is, in fact, pixel perfect. You have to put everything in the exact right position for it to be saying, hey, yo, good job, you finished the puzzle. In fact, you have to do the top right, the top triangle with the two triangles and the square, and the bottom triangle with the two triangles and the parallelogram.
I did it!
Because they don't fit the other way around, even though they should be the same. So that's annoying, but we still do it fairly fast, even though we take our time to be careful to make sure we have everything right. So we tell Rose that we finished the puzzle, so that way we can get access to the attic, which will be important later on when we need to get things that help us with the game. But for now, we're going to go meet everyone else in the mansion, since we have to meet people to finish the game. And since the basement's right there, we're going to go meet Charlie right now, and we're going to blame him for making everything go wrong, because that's the fastest way to stop talking to Charlie. Yep, now he's really mad at us, and he's going to get back to work repairing those floorboards, which he might want us to fall through now, since we were so rude, and the first thing we said to him was, man, you might be responsible for all these incidents. That's pretty cool. What is it? What incidents? Who knows? We skipped the backstory, but they're incidents. So now we're going to go talk to Lewis, because he's the last person we have not met, and we gotta meet all the people to do a thing about halfway through the run. So we totally startled him. That's okay, I don't care. We're trying to go fast. Yeah, he's researching, he's doing things, talking, yay. So after this, though, it's a lot of movement, a lot of puzzles, lots of fun stuff for a little while. The reason we're talking to Lewis and Charlie right now is so that way we can spy on Lewis in a couple minutes. But once we finish this conversation, we're going to just move around, do some stuff really fast. It's going to be great. So he's quite busy. Great, we're busy too. So next we're going to go to this shelf and get the first of 3 tiles, which we need to open a secret thing in the fireplace. So now we're going to go get a paint scraper, which will help us get into the attic in a little bit. And I mess up some movement there and go really slow, unfortunately, but it's okay, we lost a few seconds. We're still going pretty fast overall. Now we're going to set the time to 5 p.m. since everyone's available at 2 p.m. in the mansion, but both Lewis and Charlie go home at 5. So now we can snoop through all their stuff, which is a hallmark of the Nancy Drew series, is snooping through people's stuff. So we're going to start with Charlie again, and look in this cash register for a key, because of course there's a key in the cash register. Why would there not be? That is the key for the attic. So next we're going to go to the attic now that we have the key for it.
I need a paint
We're going to get rid of all this ceiling wallpapery type stuff that looks hideous with the paint scraper, and then go inside with the key. Next, we're going to open that thing and get a well, it's already open, and get a crowbar, which will be very useful several times throughout the run. The first of which is getting out of this attic in the first place, because it locks itself on you. When we open the toolbox with the iron inside, we actually grab the crowbar then, since the animation takes a little while, so it saves a little bit of time. So now we're going to take the iron we found and use it to weigh down the dumbwaiter, and accidentally go into Abby's room, which is not something you're supposed to do. Then we get our last tile by weighing down the dumbwaiter with the iron. And since this puzzle's right here, we're going to solve it right now and spell Diego, which is probably important. Coins, false, floor. Wonder what that could mean. Oh well. So next we're going to get a cool looking gold symbol thing. And now that we have all the tiles, we're going to go open the fireplace and do fun stuff. So thankfully the fireplace has convenient tile-shaped holes that we have the tiles for. And then we pull the thing because why not? And it opens a door in the bookcase because of course it does. And thankfully there's a people here, which conveniently lets us spy on Lewis, who came back after going home for some reason.
Up to something.
He's up to something indeed. He's reading. Oh boy.
Aha! That's it!
Lewis, are you in there?
So we had to sit through this
I'll
whole
be right
animation.
there.
We can't skip it. It's annoying. But Lewis is going to hide that book in his briefcase, and then leave, which will let us snoop through his briefcase.
Hiding something in his briefcase.
Thankfully, knowing people's passcodes is not a problem for Nancy. We're going to pull that lever when not facing the bookcase, because that skips the animation for opening the bookcase, and Nancy's just going to go right ahead and enter Lewis's passcode for his briefcase, because she knows it. How? Who knows? So there's the book he took off the shelf, and it contains the phrase Gumbo Fu, which Nancy automatically recognizes as what we need to know to finish the game, which is really nice. So next we're going to call Emily, because she's the one who knows what Gumbo Fu means. So talking to Emily is where the benefit of turning off other character voices comes into play, because being a character without animations, whenever she has to say things, she doesn't have to do the animations, so we skipped right through it and finished that conversation much, much faster. So now we go to Nancy's room so that she can get a letter. It's a letter from her friends. Oh wait, it's the message in a haunted mansion that said something that we don't know, because why bother reading? This is a speedrun. So now we go to the living room, where Nancy knows that there's a fire, so she's already prepared to take care of it, prepared the fire extinguisher beforehand, reaches right for it and puts out the fire. In record time. Good for you, Nancy. So we wait for the fire department to come and sit through that long animation, then instantly end up talking to Rose for some reason. Even though we don't really care about her, this is the last time we'll be talking to Rose in the run. So goodbye to you, Rose. Oh, she said bye back. That's nice of her. So next we gotta figure out what Gumbo Fu means, even though we already figured out what it means. Because we have to. So we're gonna ask what Charlie knows about Gumbo Fu, which is absolutely nothing. Yep, not sure. Thanks, Charlie. Still had to talk to you anyway, unfortunately, about that. But now we're done with Charlie. So since he doesn't know what it means, let's ask Lewis, even though we already know what it means. So we take the same path from Charlie to Lewis as we did before, and then ask him what Gumbo Fu means, even though Emily already told us. Oh, yeah, where did we hear that? It was definitely not in that book that was in your briefcase that we snooped through. Nope, it was magazine. Oh yeah, definitely magazine, yep. So he's gonna say it's about the House of Great Books, which is definitely not what Emily said it was. So Lewis is totally lying to us, which is definitely not suspicious at all, whatsoever. So because we talked to them and figured out what Gumbo Fu does not mean, this tapestry in Nancy's room is gone, which lets us solve the last puzzles of the game. Because causality. And next, Nancy's going to use her great, deep understanding of the ancient Chinese language to open this safe. That's really handy of her. I don't know how she knows how to do it, but it's good for her. She's doing it really fast. And next she's going to grab the gold symbol and use it to open this pyramid thing, which contains more puzzles. And we're just going to flip the suns to moons, because that's what you do. And next we have one of the hallmarks of any Nancy Drew game up to snuff, a slider puzzle, which she will solve in 26 moves, which is really fast. Yeah, look at her go. Bam, done already. Wow. And for that puzzle we get a nice ruby. And we're going to use this ruby to find the real treasure, even though you'd think like a ruby would be, you know, a treasure on its own, being a jewel worth things. But no, it's the eye of this phoenix-looking mantelpiece thing, which is going to magically let the sun shine through on the opposite side of where we placed that ruby in. Okay, but we're going to grab the crowbar and use it to open up the now, or it was glowing floorboard,
Gold!
and find gold.
And to think I was standing on it all along.
What a joke.
Too bad no one will ever find out
Who's
about
that?
Louis?
Lewis?
I knew
The
it.
really
There must
suspicious
be over
evil guy?
$1 million
Was the bad
in
guy?
here.
I've
Wow.
got to stop him before he gets away.
Well, gotta stop him because he's evil and we need to save that money. So we're just gonna bring down this chandelier on top of Lewis, and that'll be that. He'll be trapped,
What?
and
Hey!
they will be saved, and the speedrun will be over.
Hey!
So
Hey!
thanks for watching.
Get me out of here!